General Hospital spoilers tease that new reports from Rick Lansing are providing Molly with enough evidence to accuse Christina of murdering Agent John. This could be the best opportunity Molly has ever had to exact revenge on Christina for causing the most painful loss in her life, the death of her unborn child. Molly cannot forget the pain and resentment she felt when Christina unintentionally caused that tragedy. She has always believed that Christina was forgiven too easily by the family, while she herself has been left to drown in her grief. Now, with the evidence in hand, Molly can bring Christina to justice and make her younger sister pay for her actions. Fueled by anger and bitterness, Molly is no longer the passive sister. She is preparing to use her power as assistant district attorney to push Christina down a path from which there will be no return, proving that revenge is not just born from pain, but also a way to protect herself from further harm. Molly, who has always strived to uphold fairness and justice, has now been caught in a spiral of hatred under the influence of her father, Rick. After the death of her child, Rick planted the idea in Molly's mind that Christina was the root cause of all the misery in her life. With the grief of losing her child still fresh, Molly began to internalize the belief that Christina must pay for the pain she had endured. Once a person who trusted in the law and justice, Molly now lets her personal emotions completely overshadow her role as assistant district attorney. Rick continually reminds Molly of Christina's past mistakes, blinding her from seeing things objectively. When Molly learns about Christina's involvement in Agent John's death, she immediately sees this as the best opportunity to exact revenge on her sister. With the support of the reports Rick has provided, Molly now has enough evidence to charge Christina with murder. This is no longer just about enforcing the law. It has become a bitter personal vendetta. Manipulated by rage and unresolved pain, Molly not only wants Christina punished for John's death, but she also wants her sister to bear the consequences for the loss of her child. Rick, with his calculating nature and long-standing resentment, has expertly used Molly as a tool to achieve his own goals. Under her father's influence, Molly is not only hurting Christina, but also plunging the Davis family into a serious crisis. Molly's decision to accuse Christina has thrown the entire family into extreme tension. Alexis, the mother who has always tried to keep her daughters close, is now trapped between them. She is heartbroken to see Molly, who once lived for what is right, now blinded by hatred and fury. Christina, the younger sister who once trusted Molly, must now face the reality of being prosecuted by her own sister. Molly fails to recognize that she has gone too far in using her power as a prosecutor to exact personal revenge. Her mind is solely focused on seeing Christina suffer, and she is willing to do anything to make that happen. With the evidence in hand and Rick's support, Molly is determined not to let Christina escape punishment. This marks not only the breakdown of the sisterly bond, but also throws the entire Davis family into a never-ending conflict. The Davis family has been shattered after Sam was tragically killed, pushing every member into a state of despair. Sam's death was not only a major shock to her loved ones, but also completely altered the lives of the family. Christina, who has already been under immense pressure, is now charged with being involved in the deaths of both Sam and Agent John Cates. Drawn into a vortex of guilt and legal trouble, Christina is imprisoned and must face the consequences of her actions. Alexis, the mother who has always tried to protect her children, now finds herself incarcerated as well, as her past secrets and involvement in John's death are exposed. Both mother and daughter are thrown into prison, leaving behind a broken and anguished family. Molly, who once harbored anger and resentment toward Christina, is now starting to face the consequences of her actions. She had been influenced by Rick's idea of revenge against Christina, but as she sees both Christina and Alexis imprisoned, she begins to realize the error of her ways. Molly, as a prosecutor, used her power against her own family, and now she is overwhelmed with deep regret. Each passing day, Molly's remorse weighs heavier as she witnesses the collapse of the Davis family. She not only lost her beloved sister Sam, but also sent her mother and younger sister to prison. Molly understands that her impulsive decisions and Rick's manipulation have driven everything to the brink of disaster. Now she can only watch her family fall apart and blame herself for letting anger cloud her judgment. The feelings of regret and sorrow are slowly eroding Molly's strength, forcing her to face the truth that she has destroyed the Davis family forever.